The chamber is open and full of whispers.
The grounds of Hogwarts, summer ending before it began. The funeral is over. The white marble tomb stands beside the lake, reflecting nothing but empty sky. The crowd has dispersed, students and professors moving back toward the castle in small, quiet clusters. The grief is heavy but diffuse now, spreading thin across too many people. Harry Potter stands apart from everyone, 17 years old, thin, the scar on his forehead barely visible under his messy black hair. His eyes are fixed on the tomb but not seeing it. He's seeing something else. The map of what comes next. The shape of the mission Dumbledore left him. He needs to find Ginny. He needs to end things. Not because he doesn't care about her, because he does. Voldemort uses people his targets are close to. He's seen it. Sirius, Cedric, everyone he's ever loved has become a weapon pointed at him. Better to push them away first. Better to be alone. He turns to find her. Hermione Granger intercepts him before he takes 3 steps. She's been watching. She's always watching. That's what she does. Observes, catalogs, anticipates. 7 years of friendship have made her very good at reading Harry Potter's face. Right now his face says he's about to do something noble and stupid and irreversible. Don't, she says. Harry stops. Don't what? Whatever you're about to do. The thing you've been planning since the funeral started. The thing that involves pushing everyone away because you think isolation is protection. He doesn't answer immediately. She knows him too well. It's uncomfortable. I have to. You think you do. You've always thought you do. And it's never worked. Hermione, listen to me. Her voice is calm, clinical. This is not emotion speaking. This is logic. This is data, the Department of Mysteries. You went alone. You were so certain you had to face it yourself that you didn't tell anyone until it was too late. Sirius died. Harry flinches. She continues. The Triwizard Tournament. You shouldered the burden in silence. Cedric died. Every single time you've tried to protect people by keeping them at arm's length, someone has ended up dead. So whatever you're about to say to Ginny, whatever speech you've prepared about danger and distance, I need you to consider that maybe the pattern doesn't work. He's in my head, Harry says quietly. Voldemort. He sees what I love. He uses it against me. If I keep people close... He already knows, Hermione interrupts. He's been inside your head. He's seen everything you love, every person, every place. Keeping us at arm's length doesn't change what he knows. It just means when he comes for us, you'll be too far away to help. And you'll die alone and afraid, instead of surrounded by people who would fight beside you. Harry looks at her. Really looks at her. Hermione Granger, brightest witch of her age, the person who has followed him into every disaster for 7 years without hesitation, who obliviated her own parents to protect them, who said, "We're with you, Harry, whatever happens," months ago and has never wavered. She's standing in front of him now with dirt on her shoes from the funeral and her eyes red from crying and her jaw set in the way it sets when she's decided something and will not be moved. "I'm going with you," she says. "On the Horcrux hunt. Whatever Dumbledore told you to do, I'm going. Ron is going. You are not doing this alone. And you pushing Ginny away won't change that. It'll just hurt her for no reason. I can't let you. You don't get to let me do anything. I'm not asking permission. I'm telling you what's happening." Harry opens his mouth, closes it. He has no argument. She's right. She's always right when she uses that tone. He looks past her at the white tomb, at the lake, at the castle he's defended and bled for since he was 11 years old. He thinks about Dumbledore, who loved Grindelwald, who spent decades atoning for it, who still fought, still led, still changed the world because of and despite that love. He thinks about his mother, who died for him, whose love created the protection that saved his life. Love wasn't her weakness, it was her weapon. He looks back at Hermione. Something shifts. Not dramatically, not with music swelling or light breaking through clouds. Just a quiet internal recalibration, the recognition that he has been building a wall brick by brick and calling it protection, when really it was just fear. He reaches out, takes her hand. Not a comfort gesture, a claim, a choice. "Then we do this together," he says. All of it. For him to fight her on this for another 10 minutes before finally agreeing, but he just agreed. She squeezes his hand. All of it, she confirms. They stand there, the grounds of Hogwarts around them, the white tomb reflecting sunlight, the lake still and deep, Above them, the enchanted sky that has been gray all day clears. Just for a moment, one beam of late summer light breaking through. Neither of them notices, but the magic of the castle does. Later, evening, Harry finds Ginny in the Gryffindor common room. She's sitting alone by the window. Her brothers are somewhere else. The room is nearly empty. Most students have gone to the Great Hall for dinner. She sees him coming, stands up, her face is carefully neutral. "Hi," she says. "Hi. I'm not staying," he begins. "After tonight, after we leave Hogwarts, I have something I have to do. Something Dumbledore left me. I can't tell you what it is. But I'm going, and I'm not coming back until it's done." Ginny nods slowly. "And you came to tell me you're ending things, for my safety, to protect me from Voldemort." "No." Harry shakes his head. "That's not, yes, you'd be safer if we weren't together, that's true. But that's not why I'm here." She waits. "I'm here because I need to be honest with you about what's actually happening." He takes a breath. "Hermione and I, we've chosen each other for this, for whatever comes next. I don't know when it started exactly, or if it was always there and we just didn't see it. But at the funeral today, something changed and I can't pretend it didn't." Ginny goes very still. Harry continues. "You deserve better than me using protection as an excuse when the real truth is that I've already made a different choice. I'm sorry, you're extraordinary, and I care about you. But I'm not the person you should be waiting for." Ginny looks at him for a long moment. Her face is doing something complicated. Grief and anger and understanding all mixed together. "I've spent 6 years loving you," she says quietly. 6 years. "And you're telling me that in one afternoon at a funeral, you decided you love her instead?" "I'm saying I've always loved her. I just didn't know what kind of love it was until I thought I was about to lose it." Ginny stands, walks to the window, looks out at the grounds. "Does she know?" she asks. "She knows I'm here, talking to you." "That's not what I meant." Harry stands, walks over to stand beside her. "She knows," he says. Ginny nods. Once, sharp. "I'm not going to scream at you," she says, "or cry, or make a scene. I'm just going to say this. You're an idiot, but you're an honest idiot, and that's worth something." She turns to look at him. "I hope you survive whatever you're about to do. I hope you both do. And when you come back, if you come back, I'll still be here, not waiting for you, just here, living my life, playing Quidditch, being brilliant." Harry manages a small smile. "You are brilliant, I know." She walks past him toward the dormitory stairs, pauses. "Take care of her, she's the best of all of us." "I know that too." Ginny disappears up the stairs. Harry stands alone in the common room, the fire crackling in the hearth, the portraits on the walls pretending to sleep. It's done. He feels lighter and heavier at the same time. He goes to find Hermione. August. The Burrow, heat and gnomes and the smell of Mrs. Weasley's cooking. The wedding is tomorrow. Bill and Fleur. The tent is already set up in the garden. White canvas and enchanted fairy lights. The last ordinary thing before the world ends. Harry is disguised. Polyjuice potion. Cousin Barney. Red-haired, slightly pudgy. Glasses that don't fit right. The disguise is necessary. The Ministry is looking for him. Scrimgeour is dead. The Death Eaters are in control, but haven't announced it yet. They're moving in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment. Hermione is herself. No disguise. Just a girl at a wedding. Pale green dress, hair pulled back. She looks beautiful and tired. They've been at the Burrow for a week, helping with preparations, trying to act normal, failing. Ron knows about Harry and Hermione. He's known since they arrived. Harry told him the second day, sat him down in the orchard away from everyone else, and explained what happened at the funeral. Ron took it better than Harry expected. Worse than Harry hoped. He didn't yell, didn't throw things, just went very quiet for a while, then said, "Right, okay, well, you're still my best mate, both of you. So that's just how it is then." And he walked away. He's been fine since, mostly. Loud and busy and aggressively normal. Making jokes, eating, talking about Quidditch. Only occasionally will Harry catch him looking at them with something complicated in his eyes. Something that might be grief, or might be understanding, or might be both. Today, wedding day, the morning is chaos. Mrs. Weasley directing traffic, Fleur's family arriving, decorations being adjusted. Bill nervous and happy in equal measure. Harry helps where he's told. carries chairs, hangs lights, tries not to get in the way. Hermione is with Ginny. They're civil, careful, not friends exactly, not enemies. Something new that doesn't have a name yet. By afternoon, the guests are arriving. The tent fills with witches and wizards Harry doesn't recognize. Ministry officials, order members, distant Weasley cousins. Harry as Cousin Barney stays on the edges, Hermione at his side. They move through the crowd like a unit, not hiding their closeness. Cousin Barney has no reason to hide it. To everyone present, they look like just another young couple at a wedding. Luna Lovegood finds them by the drinks table. "Hello, Harry. Hello, Hermione. You look very nice together." Harry blinks. "Luna, can you see through your disguise?" "Oh yes, you have a very distinctive magical signature. But don't worry, I won't tell anyone." "Are you enjoying the wedding?" "It's lovely," Hermione says. "Yes, though there's a Nargle infestation in the rose bushes. They're attracted to celebrations. Makes people say things they don't mean." Luna drifts away. Harry and Hermione exchange glances. "That was concerning," Hermione says. Everything Luna says is concerning. She's usually right, though. The ceremony happens, Bill and Fleur at the altar, vows exchanged, magic binding them, the crowd cheering. Harry watches and feels something twist in his chest. Envy, not of Bill specifically, of the certainty, of being allowed to stand in front of everyone and say, "I choose you," without it being a tactical liability. Hermione's hand finds his under the table. She doesn't look at him, just squeezes once. He squeezes back. The reception begins. Music, dancing, food. Mrs. Weasley crying happy tears. Arthur making a terrible speech that somehow lands perfectly. Harry and Hermione don't dance. Too visible. Too risky. They sit at their table and watch. Ron is dancing with a Weasley cousin, laughing, spinning her around. He looks happy, or he looks like he's working very hard at looking happy. Then Victor Crumb arrives. He spots Hermione immediately. Walks over. "Hermione Ninny, it is good to see you." Hermione smiles, polite. "Victor, hello, how have you been?" "Vel, and you?" "As well as can be expected." Crumb looks at Harry, at Cousin Barney, doesn't recognize him. "Is this your?" "This is Harry." Understanding dawns in Crumb's face. "Ah, Harry Potter, the disguise. I see." Harry nods. "Nice to meet you properly. And you?" Crumb looks between them. Something shifts in his expression. "You are together now." "Yes," Hermione says. Crumb nods slowly. "Good. This is good. You are well matched." He bows slightly. "I will leave you to your celebration." He walks away. Hermione lets out a breath. That was easier than I expected. He's a good person. Yes, he is. The reception continues. The sun begins to set. The fairy lights glow brighter. Then a silver lynx erupts into the center of the tent. Kingsley Shacklebolt's Patronus. Deep voice. Urgent. The ministry has fallen. Scrimgeour is dead. They are coming. Silence. One breath of perfect silence. Then chaos. Guests screaming. Death Eaters parroting into the tent. Black cloaks and white masks and spells flying. Harry and Hermione are already moving. They don't discuss it. Don't plan it. Their instincts synchronize in a way that surprises even them. Harry covers her left flank before she has to ask. She casts a shield charm in front of both of them before he reaches for his wand. This is not magic they planned. It is magic they are. 2 Death Eaters ahead. Masks, wands raised. Harry fires first. Stupefy, Hermione's spell, follows half a second later. Petrificus Totalis, both hit. Both Death Eaters fall. The crowd is scattering, dissipating, running. Harry grabs Hermione's hand. She's already reaching for him. Ron appears from somewhere, grabs Hermione's other hand. They dissipate. The Burrow vanishes. They land hard. Tottenham Court Road, London. Muggle Street, late evening. Traffic, pedestrians. Harry stumbles, catches himself, looks around. Hermione is bent over, breathing hard. That was close. "Everyone okay?" "Yeah." Harry checks his wand. "Still there, we need to move. They'll track us." "Where?" Ron asks. "Anywhere that's not here." They walk, fast but not running. Don't want to attract attention. Hermione pulls out a small beaded bag, reaches inside, pulls out clothes, jeans, t-shirts, jackets. "How did you?" Undetectable extension charm. "I've been packing for weeks." They duck into an alley. Change quickly. Wedding clothes vanished into the bag. There's a cafe, Hermione says. Up the street. We can plan there. They walk 3 blocks. The cafe is small, nearly empty. They take a booth in the back, order tea, don't drink it. What happened? Ron asks. At the Burrow. How did they know? They didn't, Harry says. The wedding was public. High profile. They were probably watching everyone, waiting for someone interesting to show up. So it's my fault. Ron's voice is flat. It's no one's fault. It just happened. Hermione is rifling through her bag, pulls out the Daily Prophet, 3 days old. The headline, Harry Potter, Undesirable Number 1. They're hunting you specifically, she says, offering a reward. 10,000 galleons. Brilliant. 2 men enter the cafe. Workers. Dirty clothes. They look tired. They look at Harry. Harry's scar prickles. Hermione. Ron. Those men. The workers draw wands. Death Eaters. Harry flips the table. Shield Charm. Protego. Hermione casts left. Stupefy. Ron casts right. Expelliarmus. The cafe explodes into violence. Spells hitting walls. Glass shattering. Chairs splintering. The first Death Eater goes down under Hermione's stunner. The second dodges Ron's disarming charm. Fires back. Crucio! Ron dives. The curse misses. Hits the counter. The wood cracks. Harry's spell hits the Death Eater in the chest. Stupefy. He drops. Silence. The cafe is destroyed. 2 unconscious Death Eaters on the floor. No other witnesses. The muggle who worked the counter is hiding behind the register. Memory charms, Hermione says. She's already moving. Wand out. Obliviate. What do we do with them? Ron points at the Death Eaters. We can't kill them, Hermione says. I know that, but we can't leave them here either. They'll wake up in an hour, tell their bosses they got stunned. We'll be long gone. They walk out, back into London, into the crowd. No one notices. Just 3 teenagers in the night. They disappeared again. Scotland, forest, middle of nowhere. Hermione pulls a tent from her bag. It's small, compact. She sets it up with a flick of her wand. Inside it's larger. 4 bunks, a table. Supplies. Extension charm? Ron asks. Extension charm. They ward the area. Muggle repelling charms. Disillusionment charms. Protective enchantments layered thick enough to keep them safe. Hermione works methodically, efficiently. Harry watches her and feels something in his chest ache. Not pain, something else. Admiration, awe. The specific kind of love that comes from watching someone be extraordinary at what they do. He doesn't say anything. He helps where she directs him. When the wards are up, they sit, the 3 of them, at the small table. The Daily Prophet spread between them. Harry's face on the front page. Undesirable number 1. So, Ron says, this is it then, the hunt. Whatever Dumbledore left you to do. Yeah. Ron nods, looks at Hermione, at Harry. All right, I'm in. Obviously. Let's destroy some Horcruxes and kill a Dark Lord. Harry almost smiles. That's the plan. Good plan. Bit vague, but good. They sit in silence, the weight of what they're attempting settling on them. Outside the tent, the forest is dark and quiet. Inside, 3 people who have chosen each other prepare to fight a war. September, October, November, a succession of wilderness locations, Scotland, Wales, the north of England. The forests are thick and cold. The tent becomes their entire world. They move every few days, never stay in one place long enough to be tracked, never let down their guard. The hunt is slow. The Horcruxes are hidden. Hermione researches constantly. Books spread across the table. Parchment covered in notes. She's trying to find patterns, clues, anything that might lead them to the next piece of Voldemort's soul. They have one. Slytherin's locket, heavy gold, serpent design. They took it from the cave. The false one was replaced with a note signed R.A.B. The real one is somewhere else, except it's not. They have it. They found it in Grimmauld Place. In Creature's cupboard, the elf had stolen it from Regulus Black, had been protecting it for years. Now they have it, and they don't know how to destroy it. The locket sits on the table between them, inert, malevolent. They take turns wearing it. It has to be kept safe. Can't leave it unattended. So someone wears it. Always. The locket does things to them. Harry wears it and feels heavy, sullen, suspicious. The world narrows to threats. Everyone is an enemy. Everything is danger. He knows it's the locket. knows it's not real, but knowing doesn't help. Hermione sees it. She always sees it. 7 years of friendship have made her very good at distinguishing Harry being Harry from Harry being affected by dark magic. When he's wearing the locket, she says his name differently. Softer, more careful, like she's approaching something that might bite. Harry, come eat something. He doesn't want to. Food tastes like ash when he's wearing the locket. But Hermione is asking, so he eats. The locket notices. Ron wears it and the silence becomes toxic. He looks at Harry and Hermione and sees things that aren't there, sees them close together, sees them choosing each other over and over. Which is true. They do choose each other, but Ron wearing the locket sees it as exclusion. As betrayal, he doesn't say anything, just gets quieter, more withdrawn. Harry notices, Ron, you all right? Fine. He's not fine, but he won't admit it. Hermione wears it and doubts everything. Her research is inadequate. Her memory is flawed. She's the reason they're failing. She's a liability pretending to be an asset. Harry finds her crying one night, silent, shoulders shaking, the locket heavy around her neck. He doesn't ask what's wrong, just sits beside her, waits. After a long time, she says, we're not going to find them. The Horcruxes. I've read everything, every book, every reference, and I don't know where they are. I don't know how to destroy them. I'm supposed to be smart, and I can't figure this out. And people are dying while we sit here accomplishing nothing. That's not true. It is true. We have one Horcrux and no way to destroy it. We don't know where the others are. We're just hiding, running, waiting for someone else to fix this. Harry takes the locket from around her neck, sets it on the table, the weight of it gone from her immediately visible. She sags. The locket lies, Harry says. It finds what you're afraid of and makes it real. You're not inadequate. You're the only reason we're still alive. She looks at him. Her eyes are red. Her face is exhausted. Promise me we're not doing this for nothing, she says. Promise me there's a way through. He can't promise that. They both know it. But he says it anyway. I promise. She leans against him. He wraps an arm around her. The locket sits on the table, quiet, watching. The locket adapts. It learns. It's a piece of Voldemort's soul. It has intelligence, cunning. It understands that its usual weapons don't work against Harry and Hermione the way they worked against Ron. Jealousy is useless. They're together. The locket showing them together is just showing them the truth. So it tries something else. Harry is on watch, 2 a.m. Everyone else asleep. He's wearing the locket. It's cold against his chest, heavy. He's looking out into the forest, watching for threats, movement, anything wrong. Hermione walks out of the tent. He turns. Hermione? What are you? She looks wrong. Her face is too still. Her eyes are blank. She moves like someone sleepwalking. Hermione stares at him. Then she speaks. In her voice but wrong. Flat. Empty. You brought me here to die. Harry's blood goes cold. No, that's not. You know I'm going to die. You've always known. You just didn't care. The mission matters more than I do. That's not true, isn't it? How many people have died because of you? Your parents, Cedric, Sirius, Dumbledore. I'm just next on the list. Harry rips the locket off. His hands are shaking. Hermione vanishes, just gone, like she was never there. He stands there breathing hard, the locket in his hand. Warm, almost pulsing. The real Hermione appears at the tent flap 30 seconds later. Woken by something she can't name, she sees Harry's face, white, terrified. What happened? She walks over, sits beside him, puts her head against his shoulder. After a long time, he tells her about the vision, about what the locket showed him. She's quiet when he finishes. Then she says, it showed me something too. Last time I wore it, a vision of us opening a book. Ancient text, instructions for destroying a Horcrux. The method required a living host. The Horcrux could only be destroyed if the person carrying it died with it. That's not real. I know. But for 30 minutes I believed it. I believed that destroying the locket would mean destroying you. Harry looks at her. We're telling each other this. What the locket shows us. We're not keeping it secret. No, we're not. Why? Because the locket is most powerful against people who haven't articulated their fears. It lives in the dark, in the silence. When we name what it's showing us, when we hand those fears to the person we trust most, it loses its ammunition. That's very logical. I'm a very logical person. I know. They sit there, the forest around them, the locket on the ground between them, cold and hateful and temporarily defeated. Inside the tent, Ron sleeps, unaware of the conversation happening outside. They don't tell him, don't share what the locket showed them. Not because they don't trust him, because the locket showed them things about each other. Private fears, personal terrors. Ron has his own. They're not the same. November ends. December begins. The cold is brutal. The tent is warm inside, but the forest itself is hostile. Wind, snow, ice. Hermione's research yields nothing. The Horcruxes are hidden too well. Voldemort was paranoid and brilliant. He scattered pieces of his soul across Britain and left no map. They're running out of leads, out of ideas, out of hope. Ron is withdrawing more every day, silent, distant. He contributes less in conversation, sits further from the table. Harry and Hermione notice but don't know how to fix it. Every attempt to include him feels forced. Every question is met with one-word answers. The locket is winning, not through direct assault, through attrition. One morning in early December, Harry wakes to find Ron's bunk empty. A note on the table. 2 sentences. I'm not leaving because I'm angry. I'm leaving because I can't watch and not be a part of it the way I was, and I can't pretend I'm okay with that yet. I'll come back. I always come back. Harry reads it. His hands don't shake. He expected this. Has been watching it build for weeks. Hermione finds him sitting with the note. She reads it, sets it down very carefully. He left, she says. Yeah. Are we going after him? No. Why not? Because he said he'll come back, and I believe him, and if we chase him now, we're just telling him we don't trust him to know what he needs. Hermione sits. She wants to argue, wants to say they should track him down, bring him back, fix this. But Harry is right. Ron needs to decide on his own. She says, okay, we wait, just the 2 of them now. The forest outside is very quiet. 3 days without Ron. The tent feels larger, emptier. The silence has texture now. Not comfortable silence, not companionable. Just absence where a person used to be. Harry and Hermione don't talk about it. What's there to say? He left. They're still here. The mission continues. Hermione buries herself in research, reads the same books over and over, looking for something she missed, some clue about where the Horcruxes are hidden. Harry practices spells, defense, offense. He runs through the sequences Dumbledore taught him, keeps his wand arm strong. They're preparing without knowing what they're preparing for. On the 4th day without Ron, Hermione closes her book, looks at Harry. We should go to Godric's Hollow. Harry looks up. What? Your parents' grave, the place where it all started. We should go. Why? He left those things to Hermione through your will, and Bathilda Bagshot lives in Godric's Hollow. She knew your family. She knew Dumbledore's family. She might have information. Or it's a trap. It might be, but we need information. We've been running for months with nothing to show for it. We need a lead. Any lead. Going to Godric's Hollow is risky, but staying here is pointless. All right, he says. We go. Tomorrow. Tomorrow, he's going to see his parents' grave for the first time. The place where they died, where he should have died. He doesn't know how to feel about that. Hermione is in her bunk across the tent, not sleeping either. Harry? Her voice in the dark. Yeah? Are you scared? Of what? Of what we might find there, of what it might mean. I'm always scared. Me too. Silence. Then Harry says, thank you for coming with me, for not leaving. I'd never leave. I know. They sleep, eventually. Not well, but enough. Godric's Hollow, December. Snow falling soft and thick. They apparate to the edge of the village. Late evening, the streets are quiet. Christmas decorations in windows. Lights strung across doorways. It's beautiful and wrong. This place should be ruins. Cursed ground. Instead, it's just a village. Pretty, normal, oblivious. They walk through the streets. Harry wearing the invisibility cloak. Hermione beside him, holding his arm so she stays covered. The graveyard is at the edge of the village. Old stone wall. Iron gate. Weathered headstones under snow. They enter, walk among the graves, reading names, dates, people who lived and died and left nothing but stone behind. Then they find it. James and Lily Potter. The headstone is simple, white marble. 2 names, 1 date, July 31st, 1980, October 31st, 1981. Below the names, an epitaph. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Harry stares at it. He's 17 years old. He's fought Death Eaters and Dementors and Voldemort himself. He's brave. Everyone says so. But standing in front of his parents' grave, he feels 6 years old. Hermione is beside him. She doesn't speak, just pulls out her wand, transfigures a holly branch into a wreath, green and red. She sets it gently at the base of the headstone. She didn't have to do that. She wanted to. Harry's throat is tight. Thank you, of course. They stand there, the snow falling around them, the graveyard quiet. Harry reads the epitaph again. I don't understand it. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. What does that mean? Hermione is quiet for a moment, then says, it's from Scripture, 1 Corinthians. It's not about killing death. It's about not being ruled by fear of it. Death is the last enemy because once you stop fearing it, nothing else can control you. Harry looks at her. She knows her Scripture. Grew up Muggle. Went to church probably. He looks back at the grave. At his mother's name, Lily, who died for him, whose love created the protection that saved his life. She wasn't ruled by fear. She chose love instead. And that choice destroyed Voldemort's first body. That choice made Harry the boy who lived. My mother understood that, Harry says. She stopped being afraid and it saved me. Stop being afraid. I'm afraid all the time. Of losing. Of getting people killed. Of you dying because of me. Hermione takes his hand. Fear isn't the enemy. Being controlled by fear is. You're allowed to be afraid, you just can't let it make your decisions. Is that what we're doing? Not letting fear decide. I think so. We came here even though it's dangerous. We're hunting Horcruxes even though we don't know where they are. We're together even though it makes us targets. Those are choices made despite fear, not because of it. Harry squeezes her hand. You're very wise. I read a lot. They stand at the grave for another minute. Then Hermione says, we should find Bathilda Bagshot before it gets too late. They leave the graveyard, walk back into the village. Bathilda Bagshot's house is small, old. The windows are dark. They knock. No answer. They knock again. The door opens. An old woman stands there, ancient, hunched. Her eyes are milky. Her face is slack. Bathilda Bagshot? Hermione asks. The woman nods, slowly. We're friends of the Potters. We were hoping to speak with you about them. Bathilda stares at them. Her expression doesn't change. Then she turns, shuffles back into the house. Harry and Hermione exchange glances, then follow. Inside the house is dark, cluttered, it smells wrong. Decay, rot, something dead. Hermione notices first. Her wand is already in her hand. Harry, I know. Bathilda is leading them upstairs, moving strangely, too smooth. Like she's floating, they follow. Because they're stupid and brave and this is a trap, but maybe it's also a clue. The bedroom upstairs is small. A bed, a dresser, nothing else. Bathilda turns to face them. Her expression changes, goes from blank to hateful. She opens her mouth. A voice comes out that isn't hers. High, cold, parcel tongue. Harry understands it. Blood traitor, mudblood, he will kill you both. Bathilda's body convulses. Her skin splits. Something massive emerges. Nagini, Voldemort's snake, 12 feet long, thick as a man's thigh. She was inside Bathilda, wearing her like a suit. The snake launches herself at Harry. Hermione's curse hits the ceiling. Confringo. Hermione casts again. Stupefy. The spell hits Nagini's side. Doesn't penetrate. The scales are too thick. Nagini turns, strikes at Hermione. Harry's spell hits the snake mid-strike. Impedimenta. For 1 second, just long enough. Hermione, grab me. They land in the Forest of Dean, their backup location. Pre-planned. Harry collapses. His wand arm is wrong. Bent. Broken in the chaos. Hermione is beside him immediately. Your wand, 11 inches. Phoenix feather core. The wand that chose him when he was 11. Snapped. Clean break. 2 pieces. Harry stares at it. This wand has been with him for 7 years. Every spell, every fight, every moment that mattered. Gone. I'm sorry, Hermione says. She's already gathering the pieces, wrapping them in cloth. Like she can fix it. Like it's not ruined. I'll try to repair it. It's okay. Harry's voice is flat. It's just a wand. It's not just a wand. It's gone. We move on. They set up the tent. Hermione treats Harry's arm. A spell, a splint, not broken, just sprained. He'll be fine in a day. That night, Harry falls apart, quietly, the way he does when he allows himself to. He tells Hermione about how he has no memory of his parents. Not one, 7 years old, 8 years old. He invented memories, borrowed things from photographs, constructed a Lily and a James out of other people's stories. He's been grieving parents he never knew, and he doesn't know how to stop. Hermione listens. She doesn't offer solutions. She says, "You don't have to stop. You just have to keep going anyway." For Harry, truth has always landed better than comfort. He leans against her. She wraps her arms around him. They sit in the tent. The broken wand pieces on the table. The forest dark outside. Neither, the first day without Ron, was quiet. The second day, the silences developed texture. Not uncomfortable exactly, just present. The kind that comes when two people have spoken everything important and are now down to the bone of each other, the things that don't need saying. Harry and Hermione move through their routines. She researches. He keeps watch. They eat meals that taste like nothing. They sleep in shifts. The tent feels too large now. 3 bunks with only 2 occupied. Ron's empty space is louder than his presence ever was. On the third night, Hermione stops pretending to read. She's been staring at the same page for 20 minutes. The words aren't landing. She closes the book, looks at Harry. He's sitting across from her, cleaning his spare wand, Hermione's spare, technically. Loaned to him after his broke. It doesn't work as well. The spells come out weaker, less precise. A wand that didn't choose you never performs the same. "We need to talk about it," Hermione says. "About what?" "Ron. The fact that he's gone, and we're pretending it's fine when it's not fine." Harry sets down the wand. "What do you want me to say? That I'm angry? I'm not. That I'm sad. I am. But being sad doesn't change anything. He left. We're still here. The mission continues. He said he'd come back. I know. Do you believe him?" Harry considers. "Yeah, I do. Ron always comes back. It's what he does." He gets overwhelmed and he runs, and then his guilt brings him home. He'll be back. And if he's not, then we do this without him. Hermione looks at him, really looks at him. 7 years of friendship have taught her to read Harry Potter's micro-expressions, the tiny tells that give away what he's actually feeling under the brave face. Right now, his jaw is tight, his eyes are darker than usual. He's gripping the wand too hard. "You're allowed to be upset," she says. "I am upset. I just don't have the luxury of showing it. You have the luxury with me." Harry is quiet for a long moment. Then he says, "I keep thinking about the locket, how it got to him, how it found every insecurity and amplified it until he couldn't stand being here. And I keep wondering if we could have done something different, if I could have noticed earlier, done more. It's not your fault. I didn't say it was my fault. I said I keep wondering. Wondering doesn't help. I know, but I can't stop." Hermione reaches across the table, takes his hand. "We did everything we could. We fought the locket's influence as hard as we knew how. But it's a piece of Voldemort's soul. It's designed to break people. Ron leaving doesn't mean we failed him. It means the locket is powerful, and we need to destroy it before it does worse. We don't know how, not yet, but we'll figure it out." Harry looks at their joined hands. Her fingers are cold. She's always cold lately. Not enough food, not enough warmth. The tent's heating charms only do so much. He stands. "Come on," she stands. Follows him to the small clear space in the center of the tent. He pulls out the radio from their supplies, the small battery-powered one they've been using to listen for Potter Watch, the Resistance broadcast, the only news they trust. He turns the dial, past the static, past the ministry propaganda, past the empty channels. Finds music, old, slow, something from before the war. He holds out his hand. Hermione stares at him. "You want to dance?" "Yeah." "Why?" "Because we're sad and tired and I don't know how to make that better, but I know how to dance with you and maybe that's enough for right now." She takes his hand. They move together in the limited space. Slow, careful, not really dancing so much as swaying. Harry is not a good dancer, never has been. Too aware of his body, too conscious of looking foolish. But here, in the tent, with only Hermione watching, none of that matters. She rests her head against his shoulder. He wraps his arms around her. They move in small circles, the music playing soft in the background. And something happens. The protective enchantments on the tent intensify. Not dramatically, no visible light, no sound. But Harry feels it, a subtle shift in the air. The ward strengthening, growing denser. The locket on the table goes silent. It's been whispering constantly since Ron left. Ambient cold, low, malevolent pressure, always present, now it's quiet. For the first time in weeks. Hermione feels it too. She looks up. Did you? Yeah. The wards just... I know. They stop moving, stand still in the center of the tent, trying to understand what just happened. When we were dancing, Hermione says slowly, we were synchronized, emotionally, magically. Two people in perfect unity, and magic responds to unity, to commitment, to alchemical union, Harry finishes. You told me about that once. When opposite elements combine, they create something more stable than either alone. Yes, fire and water, impulse and control, you and me. So when we danced, we performed a kind of ritual. Not intentionally, but magic doesn't care about intention. It cares about reality. We're bonded, committed, and when we acted from that commitment, the magic around us responded. Harry looks at the locket, still silent. How long will it last? I don't know, but we should remember this. When the locket gets too strong, when it's overwhelming us, we have this, each other, unity. It's not just emotional support, it's magical defense. That's useful, very. They stand there, the music still playing, the tent warm around them. Harry says, I'm not going to die for this mission. I used to think I would. That's what everyone expected. The boy who lived sacrificing himself for the greater good. Dumbledore certainly thought so. But I don't want to die. I want to win this. I want to live for you. Let me finish. I want to live for you. I want to have a life after this, with you. That's what I'm fighting for now, not some abstract concept of good defeating evil. You, us, whatever comes after we destroy Voldemort, that's not martyrdom. No, it's the opposite. Dumbledore wouldn't approve. Dumbledore's dead, and I loved him, but I don't have to follow his plan exactly. I can make my own choices. Hermione looks at him, this boy she's known since she was 11, this boy who was supposed to be the chosen one, the weapon, the sacrifice. He's choosing to be something else, someone else. She says, then win it with me. Not for me, with me. We do this together. The lamp flickers. Outside, the snow that has been falling for hours stops. The tent is very quiet. They go to bed eventually. Separate bunks. But something has changed. Some agreement has been reached that doesn't require words. They're in this together, not as hero and helper, as equals, as partners, as people who have chosen each other in the dark. December 20th, 2 weeks since Ron left. Harry is on watch. 3 a.m, the forest is silent, snow on the ground, his breath visible in the cold air. He sees movement, something in the trees, glowing. He reaches for his wand, then stops. It's a Patronus, silver, ethereal, beautiful, a doe. It stands at the edge of the clearing, looking at him, not threatening, just waiting. Harry stands. Hermione, she's awake immediately. Years of camping have made her a light sleeper. She appears at the tent flap, sees the doe. What is that? Someone's Patronus. I don't know whose. The doe turns, walks into the forest. Harry follows without thinking. Hermione grabs her wand, follows him. They walk for 5 minutes, the doe leading them deeper into the trees. Not fast, just steady, like it wants them to follow. They reach a clearing, a frozen pool. The ice is thick, clear enough to see through. At the bottom of the pool, visible through the ice, is a sword. Gryffindor's sword, silver rubies in the hilt, unmistakable. Harry stares. How is that? So this can destroy the locket. If we can get to it. The doe is gone, vanished, its job complete. Harry looks at the frozen pool. I have to go in. We'll break the ice first. It's too thick. I'll have to dive. Harry, it's the only way. I'm a good swimmer. I can hold my breath. Hermione wants to argue, wants to say, this is too dangerous, but she knows he's right. Be fast, she says. Harry strips off his coat, his shirt. The cold hits him immediately. He gasps. Hermione casts, Defendo. The ice cracks. Not breaks, she casts again. Harder, Defendo. The ice splits. A hole forms, water dark and freezing beneath. Harry takes a breath, dives. The The cold is shocking, worse than he expected. His body seizes. His lungs scream. He kicks down, toward the sword. It's maybe 10 feet down. He can see it. The locket around his neck tightens. He forgot he was wearing it. Forgot it was there. It constricts, choking him, cutting off air that he doesn't have. He grabs at it, can't get it off. The chain is too tight. He's going to drown. Then Hermione is beside him. She dove in after him. Her hand grabs his arm. The other hand grabs the locket. She pulls, rips it off his neck, throws it toward the surface. They both kick up, break through the ice, gasping, freezing. Ron is standing on the bank. He pulls them out, both of them soaking, shaking. "You're both mental," he says. "Absolutely mental." Harry is too cold to respond, just lies on the snow gasping. Hermione is beside him, breathing hard, soaked through. Ron pulls off his coat, drapes it over Hermione, then Harry. "What are you doing here?" Harry finally manages. "The Deluminator. I heard Hermione say your name. Led me here. I've been trying to find you for days. You came back. I said I would." Harry sits up, looks at Ron, his best friend. Red hair, freckles, guilty face. "I'm sorry," Ron says. "I'm sorry I left. I'm sorry I wasn't strong enough to fight the locket. I'm sorry I—" "Stop," Harry says. "You came back, that's what matters. But I left you, both of you. And you came back," Hermione repeats. She's standing now, dripping, freezing. "You heard your name and you came. That's what family does." Ron looks like he might cry. None of us deserve anything," Harry interrupts. "We just do the best we can. And sometimes we fail, and then we try again. So we're good." Ron nods, once, sharp. Then he says, "The sword. You still need the sword." He strips off his coat, dives into the pool, comes up 30 seconds later, sword in hand, climbs onto the bank, holds up Gryffindor's sword. "Got it?" Harry laughs. "Can't help it. You're insane," says the bloke who dove into a frozen pool in December. They set up warming charms, dry off, get dressed. The locket sits on the snow, malevolent. Waiting. "We destroy it now," Ron says. "Are you sure?" Hermione asks. "You just got here. You don't have to—" "I do. I left because of that thing. I need to be the one who ends it." Harry picks up the locket, speaks parcel tongue. "Open." The locket springs open. Gold interior, empty at first. Then shapes form, smoke becoming figures. Harry and Hermione, but wrong, distorted. The vision Harry speaks. His voice is cruel, contemptuous. Poor Ron, always second best, always the spare. Even now, even when you came back, you're still on the outside. We don't need you. We never needed you. The vision Hermione laughs. "Did you really think I loved you? You were convenient, available. But I always wanted Harry. I always chose Harry. You were just keeping the seat warm." Ron's face is white. His hands shake. The visions move together, embracing, kissing. Speaking cruelties, Harry reaches out, grabs Ron's shoulder. "That's not us. That's not real. Look at me." At the real Harry, the one standing beside him. Scared and hoping. The Harry in the vision is contemptuous. The real Harry is afraid for him. The difference is everything. Ron raises the sword. "This is for making me doubt them." He drives it down. The blade pierces the locket. The visions scream. Not in pain, in rage, in defeat. The gold splits. Black smoke pours out. A face forms in the smoke. Voldemort's face. Screaming. Hateful. Then gone. Dissipating into the frozen air. The locket is destroyed. Ron drops the sword. Falls to his knees. He's crying. Not from sadness. From relief. From the weight of the thing finally gone. Hermione kneels beside him, puts a hand on his shoulder, says nothing. Harry kneels on his other side, does the same. They stay there, the three of them, in the frozen forest, the destroyed Horcrux at their feet. One piece of Voldemort's soul gone. 6 more to find. But tonight, this moment, they have this victory, small but real. "Welcome back," Harry says. "Good to be back," Ron replies. They sit in the cold, together. A unit again, different than before, but still whole. March 1998. 3 months later, they've been traveling, searching, following leads that go nowhere. The Horcrux hunt is slow. Agonizing, they know where some of them are. Theoretically, a cup in Gringotts, a diadem in Hogwarts. But getting to them is impossible without a plan. They need information, resources, help. They're running out of all three. Tonight they're in the countryside. Forest camp. Hermione is listening to the radio. Potter Watch, the Resistance broadcast. Ron is asleep, Harry is on watch. Then they hear footsteps, multiple, coming fast. Harry grabs his wand. Hermione, too late. Snatchers burst through the trees, 5 of them, dirty, armed, dangerous. Well, well, the leader says. His face is scarred, his teeth are yellow. What do we have here? Harry tries to cast. Stupefy. A snatcher hits him with a stinging jinx. Harry's face swells, his features blur. They're captured before they can fight. Wands taken, hands bound. The snatchers examine them, look at Harry's distorted face, at the scar barely visible under the swelling. That's him. One says, that's Potter. I'm sure of it. You're sure of nothing. His face is all swollen. Check the girl's bag. They dump Hermione's beaded bag. Books spill out, including one with the Potter family crest. It's him. Has to be. We're taking them to the manor. Which manor? Malfoy. They'll know what to do with them. They're apparated, hands bound, unable to resist. They land at Malfoy Manor, white marble, dark magic, ancient family seat of the Malfoys. The Snatchers drag them inside, through halls of white and silver, past portraits that sneer. Into the drawing room. Lucius Malfoy is there, Draco, Narcissa, and Bellatrix Lestrange. Bellatrix sees them, her eyes light up. Well, well, what have you brought me? We think it's Potter, the lead snatcher says. Can't be sure. His face is swollen, but the scar. The girl has books with the Potter crest. Studies Harry, remove the jinx. A snatcher casts, the swelling fades. Harry's face is visible, the scar. The green eyes. Bellatrix smiles, manic, delighted. Oh, this is wonderful. This is perfect. The Dark Lord will be so pleased. She turns to Narcissa. Call him now. Narcissa hesitates, looks at Draco. Some silent communication. She doesn't move to call Voldemort. Bellatrix notices. What are you waiting for? I want to be sure. Before we call him, we don't want to be wrong. Look at him. I am looking. We should question them first, make certain. Bellatrix's eyes narrow, but she accepts this. Fine, we question them. She looks at Hermione. You, mudblood, where did you get the sword? Harry's blood goes cold. The sword. They brought the sword from the forest. It's in Hermione's bag. Hermione says, I don't know what you're talking about. Bellatrix pulls out a knife, silver, curved. Wrong answer. She drags Hermione away from Harry and Ron, throws her to the floor. Harry lunges. Don't touch her. A snatcher hits him. He falls. He and Ron are dragged to the cellar, down stone stairs, thrown into a dungeon. The door slams. Locks. Harry scrambles to his feet, pounds on the door. Hermione! Hermione! The sound is worse than any Cruciatus curse, worse than any pain he's ever felt. Hermione screaming. Hermione in pain. Harry presses his face against the door. He can't get through. Can't help. Can't do anything. Ron is beside him, white-faced, terrified. We have to do something, Ron says. I know. Harry, we have to. Another scream, longer, more agonized. Harry's scar burns. But not from Voldemort. From something else. From the intensity of his own emotion, the rage, the terror, the absolute refusal to accept that Hermione is being hurt and he can do nothing. The magic inside him responds. The dungeon's locks crack. Not break, but crack. Hairline fractures in the metal. A silver knife on the belt of the dead snatcher in the corner begins to vibrate. A chair near the far wall combusts, just bursts into flame for no reason. Ron grabs Harry's arm. Harry, what are you? I don't know. Harry, stop. You're going to hurt yourself. I don't care. Another scream from upstairs. Harry's magic surges again. The door bends. The lock glows red hot. Ron shakes him, hard. Harry, listen to me. She's alive. She's still screaming, which means she's still alive. You have to stop. We need you conscious. We need you ready to fight when we get out of here. Harry stops, or rather he contains it, dams the flood instead of cutting it off, locks the magic somewhere accessible, somewhere he can reach when he has a wand in his hand. He takes a breath. We're getting out of here. How? I don't know yet. But we are. They wait, minutes that feel like hours. Then a sound, a crack, apparition, a house elf appears in the dungeon. Dobby. Harry Potter. Dobby has come to rescue Harry Potter. Harry has never been so grateful to see anyone in his life. Dobby, can you get us out? Can you apparate us? Dobby can. Dobby will take Harry Potter and his friends away from this bad place. We need to get Hermione first. And our wands. Dobby will help. The elf snaps his fingers. The dungeon door unlocks. Opens. Harry and Ron run up the stairs. Into chaos. The drawing room is a battlefield. Someone else has arrived. Ollivander, Grip Hook the Goblin, other prisoners, all trying to escape. Bellatrix has Hermione, knife at her throat. Hermione's face is white, her arm is bleeding. The word mudblood carved into her skin. Harry sees it, the word, the blood. Hermione shaking, everything narrows to a single point. He grabs his wand from the table where the Snatchers left it, turns. Bellatrix sees him. Stay back or I'll kill her. Harry doesn't stop, doesn't hesitate, doesn't think. He takes Hermione's face in both hands, looks at her, makes sure she's conscious, aware. Then he releases the magic he contained in the cellar, controlled this time, directed. Every Death Eater in the room is thrown backward simultaneously, as if struck by a wave, pure force, no incantation, no wand movement, just Harry Potter's will made manifest. Bellatrix hits the wall, drops the knife, slumps. The other Death Eaters scatter. Stunned, terrified, Lucius Malfoy, still conscious in the corner, looks at Harry Potter and understands something fundamental. This is not the boy who lived. This is something else. Something that will destroy anyone who threatens what it loves. Dobby appears. We must go, now. Harry lifts Hermione. She can't walk. Too weak. Too hurt. Ron grabs their wands. Their bag. Dobby, get us out. Touches Harry, Ron, Hermione, the other prisoners. They disapparate. The last thing Harry sees is Bellatrix's face. Unconscious. Defeated. Good. They land on a beach. Shell Cottage, Bill and Fleur's home. Harry sets Hermione down gently. She's conscious. Barely. You're safe, he says. You're safe now. The pain is too much. Bill and Fleur come running. What happened? Malfoy Manor. Bellatrix. Harry can't finish. Can't say what was done. Fleur sees Hermione's arm. The carved word, her face goes hard. Bring her inside. I will tend to her. They carry Hermione into the cottage, lay her on a bed. Fleur works, healing spells, potions, bandages. Harry stays, holding Hermione's hand, not leaving. Ron paces, angry, helpless. Then a sound outside, a gasp, a cry. Harry runs out. Dobby is on the sand. Bellatrix's knife in his chest. She threw it. Before they disapparated. One last attack. Harry drops beside the elf. Dobby, no, 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 no. Dobby looks up at him, smiles. Harry Potter. Dobby is happy to be with his friend. You're going to be fine. We'll heal you. Dobby is happy, the elf repeats, then stops moving. Harry sits there, holding Dobby, the elf who saved them, the elf who was free, who chose to fight. Gone, Ron appears, sees, says nothing, just sits beside Harry. They bury Dobby by hand. Above the beach, Harry digs. Ron helps. They don't use magic. This death is going to weigh something. Hermione watches from the cottage window, too weak to help, too hurt to stand. But she watches. She bears witness. Dobby's grave is simple. A stone with his name. Harry carves the epitaph himself. Here lies Dobby, a free elf. They stand at the grave, the ocean behind them, the cottage warm with light. One more death in a war that has taken too many. Harry returns to the cottage. To Hermione, she's sitting up now, bandaged, pale but alive. Dobby, she asks. He's gone. I know. We wouldn't have escaped without him. I know. Harry sits beside her, careful not to touch her injured arm. I'm sorry, he says. I should have protected you. I should have. You did protect me. You came for me. You fought for me. That outburst, that magic, I've never seen anything like it. I thought I was going to lose you. You didn't. But I could have. But you didn't. She takes his hand, the one that isn't injured. We're alive. That's what matters. We survived. And now we know something. What? That when I'm threatened, your magic responds. It's not just emotion, it's power. Real power. The kind Voldemort can't understand because it's rooted in love. In connection. That's the power he knows not. And we just proved it works. This girl who was just tortured, who has a slur carved into her arm, who is telling him they learned something useful. You're extraordinary, he says. I know. He laughs. Can't help it. You're also very modest. Modesty is overrated. They sit in the cottage, Ron in the other room giving them privacy. The sound of the ocean through the windows. They're alive. Barely, but alive. And the war continues. April 1998. They've recovered. Mostly, Hermione's arm is healed, scarred. The word still visible but fading with treatment. She doesn't try to hide it, doesn't cover it. It's a scar. She earned it. She'll carry it. They have a plan, finally, a real plan. The cup. Hufflepuff's cup? A Horcrux. It's in Gringotts, in the Lestrange vault. Getting into Gringotts is impossible. It's the most secure place in magical Britain. Goblins guard it, dragons guard it, magic that predates the Ministry guards it. But they have an advantage. Bellatrix's wand. They took it from Malfoy Manor. And they have Polyjuice Potion. Hermione will become Bellatrix. Walk into the bank. Demand access to her vault. Harry and Ron will be invisible under the cloak. It's a terrible plan. So many ways it can fail, but it's the only plan they have. The night before, Harry and Hermione sit outside Shell Cottage. The ocean dark and endless. Are you ready? Harry asks. No, but I'm doing it anyway. You don't have to. We can find another way. There is no other way. The cup is in that vault. We need it. I'm the only one who can pass as Bellatrix. So I'm going. I'll be right beside you. Under the cloak. You won't be alone. I know. They're quiet for a moment. Then Hermione says, What happens if this goes wrong? We fight our way out. And if we can't, then we die trying. She looks at him. That's very fatalistic. I'm being realistic. No, you're being pessimistic. There's a difference. What's the optimistic version? We destroy another piece of Voldemort's soul. We're one step closer to ending this. Harry smiles. I like your version better. Good. Let's do that one. They sit in silence, the waves crashing against the shore. Tomorrow they rob Gringotts. Tonight they're two teenagers sitting by the ocean pretending they're not terrified. It's enough. Gringotts, morning. The bank is massive. White marble. Brass doors. Goblins everywhere. Hermione stands at the entrance. She's Bellatrix now. Dark hair, wild eyes, cruel face. The polyjuice is perfect. She looks exactly like her. But she has to act like her too. And that's harder. Harry and Ron are under the invisibility cloak, pressed close behind her. Invisible. They enter. Every goblin in the bank looks up, sees Bellatrix. Their faces go cold. The Lestranges are hated here. Known thieves. Known murderers. But they're also powerful, protected, untouchable. The head goblin approaches. Madame Lestrange, what can we do for you? Hermione as Bellatrix sneers. I need access to my vault, now. Of course, we'll need to verify your identity first. You dare question me. Bank policy. For security. Hermione's heart is pounding. They anticipated this, but it's still terrifying. She holds out Bellatrix's wand. There's your verification. The goblin examines it, nods slowly. Very well. Follow me. They're led deeper into the bank, down corridors of stone, past vaults of gold. Then they reach the thief's downfall, a waterfall that washes away all enchantments. The goblin doesn't warn them, just walks through. Hermione, as Bellatrix, is hit by the water. The polyjuice washes away immediately. She's Hermione again, soaked, exposed. The goblins see. Recognize the deception. Alarms sound. Run! Harry throws off the invisibility cloak, grabs Hermione's hand. They run, deeper into the bank. The goblins are behind them, shouting, casting. This way. Ron points to a cart, the kind that takes you to the deep vaults. They jump in. The cart takes off, careening through tunnels. Down into the earth. The ride is violent, twisting. They hold on, barely. They crash at the bottom. The Lestrange vault. The door is massive, sealed with ancient magic. How do we open it? Ron asks. Bellatrix's wand, Hermione says. She still has it, raises it. Alahomora. The vault door opens. Inside, treasure. Mountains of gold. artifacts, relics, and in the center, on a high shelf, Hufflepuff's cup, gold, badger design, unmistakable. Hermione moves toward it. Careful. The floor is covered in treasure that duplicates on touch. Gemino curse. Everything multiplies. She reaches the cup, grabs it, the cup burns. She gasps, drops it. Harry catches it, barehanded. It burns him too, but he doesn't let go. We have it, he says. Now we... Out, Ron shouts. We need out now. They wade through the multiplying gold. It's filling the vault, drowning them. They reach the door, stumble out. The goblins are waiting. Dozens of them, wands raised. And behind them, a dragon, Ukrainian iron belly, massive, blind, scarred, chained. The goblins have been using it as a guard, torturing it into compliance. Harry looks at the dragon, at the chains, at the scars. We're freeing it, he says. What? Ron stares. The dragon. We're freeing it, and we're riding it out of here. You're insane. Yes. Hermione, can you break the chains? She's already casting. Bombarda. The chains shatter. The dragon roars, confused. Free for the first time in decades. Harry approaches. Hands raised. We're not going to hurt you. We're leaving. Will you take us? The dragon doesn't understand words, but it understands tone. Understands kindness. It lowers its head. They climb on. All three of them, holding tight to the dragon's scales. The dragon launches itself up, through the tunnels, through the bank. Crashes through the roof, marble exploding. Goblins screaming. Into daylight the dragon flies. Over London, people screaming below, pointing, terrified. Harry holds Hermione, she holds the cup. Ron holds both of them. They fly until the dragon is exhausted. Then they jump into a lake, cold, deep. The dragon keeps flying, free, finally free. They swim to shore, collapse on the grass, soaked, exhausted, alive. And they have the cup. Harry holds it up, gold glinting in the sunlight. One more, he says. Hermione smiles, laughs. She can't help it. We just robbed Gringotts and escaped on a dragon. Yeah, we did. Ron grins. That was brilliant. Absolutely mental, but brilliant. They lie on the grass, the sun warm above them, the cup beside them, another piece of Voldemort's soul. Another step closer. The war is not over, but they're winning, slowly, painfully, but winning. May 1998, they return to Hogwarts. The castle is under siege. Voldemort knows they're hunting Horcruxes, knows they destroyed the locket and the cup. He's recalled his forces, every Death Eater, every dark creature, every ally. They're converging on Hogwarts, where he hid one, the diadem. Harry, Hermione, and Ron apparate to Hogsmeade. The village is dark, patrolled. They move through shadows. Under the invisibility cloak, they reach the Hog's Head, the pub, Aberforth Dumbledore's place, knock on the back door. 3 times, a pattern. Aberforth opens, sees them, scowls. You're here then. We need to get into the castle, Harry says. Everyone needs something from me. Come on. He leads them upstairs, to a portrait, a girl, Ariana Dumbledore, his sister. Ariana, we need passage. The portrait swings open. A tunnel behind it. Go. Aberforth says, and don't die, your parents didn't die so you could throw yourself away. Harry nods. They enter the tunnel. It's long, dark, slopes upward. They walk for 10 minutes, then light ahead, an opening. They emerge into the room of requirement. It's full of people, students, dozens of them, living here, hiding from the Carrows, from the Death Eater regime that has taken over Hogwarts. And at the front, Neville Longbottom. He sees them. His face breaks into a grin. I knew you'd come back. He's different, thinner, harder, a scar across his face, but his eyes are bright, determined. Neville, Harry says. What happened here? The Carrows happened. They've been torturing students, using Cruciatus as punishment. Anyone who resists disappears. But we've been fighting back. Dumbledore's army, we've been sabotaging, resisting, making their lives hell. That's dangerous. Everything's dangerous. We're at war. Harry looks around the room of requirement, at the students, at the makeshift beds and supplies, at the determination on every face. We need to find something, Harry says. In the castle, a diadem, Ravenclaw's diadem. It's a Horcrux, The lost diadem? A voice. Luna Lovegood steps forward. Dreamy as ever, Rowena Ravenclaws. It's in the room of requirement. Where lost things go. Can you show us? Of course. The room shifts. Changes, they're asking it to become something else. The place where hidden things are stored. The room transforms. It's massive now. Mountains of objects, furniture, books, artifacts, centuries of lost things piled high. It's in here somewhere, Luna says. You'll know it when you see it. They search. Hermione methodically. Ron checking high places. Harry using instinct. Then he sees it. On a stone bust. A tiara, silver and sapphire, the inscription, "Wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure." There, Harry points. He reaches for it. The door explodes open. Draco Malfoy, Crabbe, Goyle, Potter, Draco's voice, desperate, scared. Crabbe raises his wand. "You're not leaving with that," he casts. Avada Kedavra, Harry dodges. The killing curse hits a cabinet. Wood explodes. "Stop!" Draco yells. "We need him alive." But Crabbe isn't listening. He casts again. Fiend fire. The curse erupts. Cursed fire. Unstoppable, it roars to life, consuming everything. The room of requirement begins to burn. "Run!" Hermione shouts. They run. The fire chasing them. Growing, spreading. Crabbe is screaming. He can't control it. The fire he summoned is consuming him. Harry grabs the diadem, keeps running. They burst out of the room, into the corridor. Behind them, the fire rages. They seal the door, the flames contained. Crabbe is dead, burned by his own curse. Harry holds the diadem. Another Horcrux. But no time to destroy it now, because the castle shakes. An explosion. Outside, Voldemort's forces are here. The Battle of Hogwarts begins. Death Eaters pouring through the gates, giants, acromantulas, dementors, an army of darkness against them. The Order of the Phoenix, the teachers, the students who refuse to run. The castle becomes a war zone. Harry, Hermione, and Ron fight together. A unit, coordinated, deadly. Harry casts Expelliarmus. Stupefy, Ron on the flank. Protego. They move through the castle, defending, protecting. They see McGonagall dueling 3 Death Eaters at once, winning. They see Kingsley fighting Rookwood, fierce, powerful. They see Neville leading students, organizing, commanding, and then Harry's scar burns, white hot, blinding. Voldemort is here. He walks through the gates, tall, pale, red eyes burning. Nagini at his side, his last Horcrux, the living one Harry sees, knows what has to happen. "Nagini," he says, "we have to kill Nagini." "How?" Ron asks. "She's always with him, bloodied, exhausted, but alive. And he's carrying something." The sorting hat, flaming, on fire. He reaches inside, pulls out a sword, Gryffindor's sword, silver, rubies glinting, the blade that killed the basilisk, that destroyed the locket. Neville looks at Harry. "I've got this." Neville wants to protect him, but he sees Neville's face, the determination, the courage. This is his moment, his fight. "Be careful," Harry says. Neville grins, bloody and defiant. Careful's boring. He runs toward Nagini, the snake rearing, hissing, 12 feet of muscle and venom. Neville doesn't hesitate. He swings the sword. The blade cuts through scales, through flesh. Through magic, Nagini's head separates from her body. The snake thrashes, dies. Voldemort screams, feels the Horcrux die, feels his soul diminish. Neville stands over the snake's corpse, breathing hard, victorious. The students around him cheer, roar. They saw, they witnessed Neville Longbottom, the boy who was almost the chosen one, who pulled the sword from the burning hat, who killed the snake. This moment is his, completely, wholly, and nothing in Harry and Hermione's changed relationship affected it. This was always going to be Neville's victory. Some things are too important to alter. The battle rages for hours. The sun rises, dawn breaking over the mountains. The great hall is full of wounded, dead. The cost of war made visible. Remus Lupin is among them, Tonks beside him, both gone. Fighting together, dying together. Harry sees them, feels something break inside. Not them, not Remus. But there's no time to grieve. The battle continues. Then Voldemort's voice, magically amplified, speaking to everyone. "Harry Potter, I speak directly to you. You have permitted your friends to die for you rather than face me yourself. I shall wait 1 hour in the Forbidden Forest. If you do not come to meet me, I shall enter the fray. I shall find you, and I shall punish every man, woman, and child who has tried to conceal you. 1 hour." Harry stands in the Great Hall, everyone looking at him. He knows what Voldemort expects him to walk to his death, to sacrifice himself to fulfill the prophecy the way Dumbledore intended. Hermione is beside him. She takes his hand. "No, you're not going alone, and you're not going to die. We find another way. There might not be, then we find it in the time we have left." He looks at her. She's terrified, but underneath the terror she's thinking, working the problem, refusing to accept a solution that costs what she won't pay. "What if there's a way?" Harry says. "What if the Horcrux in my scar doesn't have to kill me to be destroyed?" She goes still. "Tell me everything. About your scar, about your mother's protection, about what Dumbledore said about love. Tell me now." They have 1 hour. They gather in an empty classroom. Harry, Hermione, Ron. Hermione spreads books across a desk. Parchment, notes, years of research. "The Horcrux in your scar," she begins. "It was created when Voldemort's killing curse rebounded. The trauma of his body's destruction caused his already fragmented soul to splinter further. A piece latched onto you. You were protected. Your mother's sacrifice created a counter-charm. Ancient magic. Sacrificial protection, it should have destroyed the soul fragment on contact. But it didn't. No, because the protection wasn't designed to destroy. It was designed to shield. To deflect, the killing curse bounced back. But the soul fragment was already separated from Voldemort's body, adrift, looking for an anchor. Your scar, the wound created by the curse, became that anchor. So the Horcrux and my mother's protection exist in the same space. Yes, intention. The protection keeps the Horcrux from fully integrating, from destroying you from within, but it can't expel it. They're locked together. Ron is following. Barely. So how do we separate them? Hermione paces. A Horcrux requires a passive host, someone who doesn't know it's there, who can't consciously reject it. But Harry knows. He's always known. And he's been actively fighting its influence for years. The dreams, Harry says. The connection to Voldemort. Every time I've pushed him out of my head, every time I've used occlumency, I've been rejecting it. Yes, but not strongly enough, because rejecting it requires more than mental barriers. It requires something fundamental, a state of being that the Horcrux can't occupy the same space as. What kind of state? Active, fearless, committed love. Silence, Hermione continues. The Horcrux was created by fear. Voldemort's fear of death, fear is its foundation, its essence. And love, real love, not abstract love, is the direct opposite. Not just feeling love, choosing it, acting from it, living it. I do love, Harry says. I love you, I love Ron, but the Horcrux has survived that because you've still been carrying fear. Fear of losing people, fear of failing, fear of not being enough. As long as fear exists alongside love, the Horcrux has something to anchor to. So I have to stop being afraid. You have to make a choice. A conscious, complete, fearless choice to live. Not for duty, not for prophecy, not because you have to, because you want to. For yourself, for us, for the life you want to have after this. Harry looks at her. That's what you said in the tent. Win it with you, not for you. Because martyrdom is still rooted in fear. Fear that you're not enough unless you sacrifice yourself. But choosing to live, choosing to fight for life, that's pure. That's the thing Voldemort can't understand. He's been running from death for decades. You have to run toward life. And that will destroy the Horcrux? The soul fragment is anchored by fear. If you perform an act of absolute, fearless commitment to life, in the presence of mortal threat, the anchor breaks. The fragment has no purchase. It's like trying to hold darkness in a room that's on fire. The light obliterates it. Ron speaks. So Harry walks out there, faces Voldemort, and chooses to live. And the Horcrux just dies, if the theory is correct. That's a big if. It's the only option we have. Harry stands, walks to the window, looks out at the grounds, the forbidden forest in the distance. He thinks about his mother, Lily, who died for him, who created the protection that saved his life. He thinks about what Dumbledore said, about love being the power Voldemort knows not. He thinks about what he wants, not what he's supposed to want, what he actually wants. He wants to live. He wants a life with Hermione, with Ron, with the family he's built. He wants to fight and win and survive. Not because he has to, because he chooses to. All right, he says. Let's do it. Hermione stands. I'm coming with you. To face Voldemort together. Hermione, that's the whole point. You're not choosing life in the abstract. You're choosing it for us, with us. I'm there. That's non-negotiable. Harry wants to argue, wants to protect her. But she's right. This only works if he's not alone. If he's actively, physically, tangibly choosing the person he loves in the face of death. Okay, he says. Together, Ron stands. I'm coming too. Ron, don't argue. We're a unit. We started this together. We finish it together. Harry looks at his best friends, the two people who have followed him into every disaster for 7 years. All right, he says. All of us. They walk through the castle. Students watch them go, silent, knowing. McGonagall tries to stop them. Potter, you don't have to do this. I do. But I'm not doing what he thinks I'm doing. What does that mean? It means I'm going to win. They exit the castle, cross the grounds, enter the forbidden forest. The trees are thick, dark. The path is clear. Voldemort left it that way, wants Harry to find him. They walk for 10 minutes. Then they reach the clearing. Voldemort is there, standing in the center. Death Eaters in a circle around him. 30 of them, maybe more. He sees Harry, sees Hermione and Ron beside him. His expression shifts. Confusion. This wasn't the plan. Harry Potter, Voldemort says. You came. You gave me an hour. I'm here. I expected you to come alone, to sacrifice yourself for your friends. I don't sacrifice myself anymore. I fight for them instead. Voldemort's eyes narrow. You brought the mudblood and the blood traitor to watch you die? I brought my family to watch me win. Win? You cannot win. You know what I am. You know what lives in your scar. The only way to destroy it is to destroy yourself. That's not true. It is true. Dumbledore knew it. He raised you like a pig for slaughter. You are my Horcrux, my final anchor. To kill me, you must die. Stepping forward, to kill you, Harry must choose to live. Voldemort looks at her, really looks at her for the first time. The mudblood speaks. Her name is Hermione, Harry says. Cold, dangerous, and you will never touch her again. I already have. I remember her screaming. Bellatrix enjoyed that. Harry's magic flares. The air around him crackles. Death Eaters step back, afraid. Voldemort notices. Interesting, your control has improved. But emotion is not enough. You need more than anger to defeat me. I don't have anger, Harry says. I have purpose. I have people I love. I have a reason to live. You have fear. That's the difference. I fear nothing. You fear death. You feared it your entire life. You've built everything, the Horcruxes, the army, the power, to escape it, but death is coming for you anyway because you made yourself vulnerable. You fragmented your soul. And we've been destroying the pieces, the diary, the ring, the locket, the cup, the diadem, Nagini. All gone, you're mortal now, just a man, and men die. Voldemort's face contorts. Rage, fear. You lie. I don't lie. We destroyed them all. You felt it. You know it's true. Then I'll make more. I'll kill you. Take your blood. Create new Horcruxes from your death. You can try. Voldemort raises his wand, the Elder Wand, stolen from Dumbledore's tomb. Avada Kedavra. The killing curse erupts. Green light, death itself. Harry doesn't move, doesn't dodge, doesn't shield. He looks at Hermione, takes her hand, and makes a choice. Not, I'll die for you. But I choose to live for you, for us, for every moment we'll have after this, without fear, without reservation, completely. Then the scar on his forehead explodes with light, not green, gold. The Horcrux, the fragment of Voldemort's soul that has lived in Harry's scar for 17 years, is obliterated, not expelled, not transferred, destroyed. Because it was created by fear and anchored by fear, and Harry just performed an act of absolute fearless love. The two cannot coexist. The light fades. Harry is still standing. The curse did not kill him. Voldemort stares, shocked, terrified. How? Love, Harry says. The power you know not. It's not abstract, it's not general, it's specific. It's choice. It's commitment. It's the thing you'll never understand because you've never felt it. And that's why you lose. Voldemort screams, raises the Elder Wand again, but the wand doesn't respond because Harry is its master, has been since he disarmed Draco Malfoy at Malfoy Manor. The wand recognizes him, refuses to harm him. Voldemort tries to cast. The wand resists. Harry raises Hermione's spare wand, the one he's been using, Expelliarmus. The spell is simple. First-year magic, disarming charm, but it's powered by 17 years of love, by survival, by choice. The Elder Wand flies from Voldemort's hand. The killing curse he was trying to cast rebounds, hits him in the chest. Tom Riddle, not Lord Voldemort, not the Dark Lord, just Tom Riddle, falls. His body hits the ground. Empty, gone, the Death Eaters see. Stand frozen, their master is dead. Then they run, disapparate, flee. The clearing empties. Harry stands there, Hermione beside him. Ron on his other side, the three of them, alive, victorious. Is it over? Ron asks. Harry touches his scar. It's still there, the mark, but it's just a scar now. No burning, no connection, no Horcrux. Yeah, he says. It's over. Buries his face in her hair. They survived. They won. Not through sacrifice, through choice. The days after are chaos. The castle is in ruins. The dead are buried. Remus and Tonks, Fred Weasley, Colin Creevey, 50 others, too many names, too many graves. Harry speaks at the funerals, says what needs to be said, that they didn't die for nothing, that their sacrifice meant something. But he doesn't say they died so he could live, because that's not what happened. They died fighting for a world worth living in. And that world is here now, broken, grieving, but here. The ministry is in shambles. Half the government was corrupt. The other half was incompetent. Kingsley Shacklebolt takes over as interim minister, begins the work of rebuilding. Harry, Hermione, and Ron help. They testify, provide evidence, name names. The Death Eater trials begin, one by one. Justice, slow, painful, necessary. 18 months later, April 2000, Harry Potter stands in the Wizengamot chamber. 20 years old, testifying at a restructuring trial. He's not the boy who lived anymore, not the chosen one. He's just Harry, an Auror in training, a witness, a person. Mr. Potter, the adjudicator says, you stated that the defendant participated in the attack on Hogwarts. Can you confirm this? I saw him there. He cast killing curses at students. He followed Voldemort's orders without hesitation. Did he show remorse? No. Did he attempt to defect, to change sides? No. Thank you. The witness is dismissed. Harry steps down, leaves the chamber. Hermione is waiting outside. She's wearing formal robes. Deep blue. Her hair is pulled back. She looks professional, exhausted, beautiful. How did it go? She asks. Fine, same as always. They ask questions, I answer. They pretend to care about justice. They do care. It's just slow. Everything's slow. They walk through the ministry. It's been rebuilt, new architecture, glass and light instead of dark stone, sculptures instead of the old fountain that showed wizards dominating other magical beings. Hermione's doing. She pushed for it, fought for it. She's on the Provisional Ministry Council now, elected 6 months ago, youngest member by a decade. Some of the older members hated her at first, thought she was too young, too idealistic. Then she rewrote the blood status laws, systematically, logically, showed them that purity laws had no magical basis, no logical foundation, just tradition and fear. The laws passed, not unanimously, but they passed. Now magical Britain doesn't sort its citizens by blood. Employment, education, marriage, all equal under law. It's not perfect. Prejudice doesn't die with legislation, but it's a start. They reach her office, small, cluttered, books everywhere. She sits at her desk, pulls out a draft. Read this. What is it? The Magical Creatures Welfare Act, updated version. I've incorporated the Centaur delegation's feedback and the Goblin concerns about Gringotts oversight. Harry reads. It's dense, legal language, but the intent is clear. House elves get legal protections. Werewolves can't be fired for their condition. Centaurs have land rights, Goblins have representation in government. This is good, Harry says. It'll never pass. Half the Wizengamot thinks I'm destroying wizard culture. The other half knows you're saving it. She smiles. Tired. I hope so. There's a knock. Ron enters. Auror robes. Red hair pulled back. He looks older. Harder. But still Ron. Ready? He asks. For what? Harry asks. Dinner. The Burrow. Mum's cooking. You both promised you'd come. Right. I forgot. You always forget. They leave the ministry. Apparate to the Burrow. It's warm. Loud. The Weasley family gathered. Molly cooking. Arthur tinkering with Muggle artifacts. Bill and Fleur with their daughter. George running Weasley's wizard wheezes. Percy working at the ministry. Ginny just returned from Quidditch practice. Ginny sees Harry, smiles. Genuine. Harry, Hermione? Good to see you. You too, Harry says. How's the team? Excellent. We're undefeated this season. I scored twice last match. I saw. You were brilliant. I know, she grins, then turns to help Molly with dinner. There's no awkwardness, no lingering pain. Ginny moved on. She's with someone else now, a teammate. They're happy Harry is happy for her. They eat, the table crowded, conversation loud, arguments about Quidditch, politics, gossip. Ron argues with Percy about ministry policy, gets passionate, spills his drink. George tells a story about a prank gone wrong. Everyone laughs. Hermione discusses magical theory with Bill. Debate about curse breaking, both enjoying the challenge. Harry watches, this family that adopted him, that gave him a home when he had none. After dinner, Harry and Hermione walk outside. The garden is dark. Stars overhead. Are you happy? Hermione asks. Yeah, are you? They sit on the grass, the Burrow glowing behind them. Do you ever think about it? Harry asks. About what we did, how we won, finding another way. Yes, because you're alive, and we're here, and the world is better because you lived, not because you died. Harry nods. Dumbledore would have disagreed. Dumbledore was brilliant, but he was wrong about some things. Martyrdom isn't the only form of courage. Living is brave too. Yeah, they sit in silence. Comfortable, complete. Then Hermione says, There's something I need to tell you. What? I'm proposing a new education reform bill next month. Complete overhaul of Hogwarts curriculum. More emphasis on practical magic, less on tradition, and I need someone to testify about how the current system fails students. You want me to testify? Yes. All right, I'll do it. You didn't even hear the details. I don't need to. You're proposing it. That means it's right. I trust you. She looks at him. After everything, after all the fights and disagreements and times I was wrong, you still trust me. You're rarely wrong. And when you are, you admit it. That's why I trust you. That's very logical. I learn from the best. She kisses him. Soft, brief, then pulls back. We should go back inside before Ron comes looking for us. Yeah. Through the window they see their family, the Weasleys, the people who fought beside them, who survived. Not everyone made it. Fred is gone. Remus. Tonks. Others. But those who remain are building something. A world worth the cost, worth the sacrifice. Harry and Hermione enter the Burrow, the warmth, the noise, the life, their home. 1 week later, Ministry of Magic, evening. The building is nearly empty. Most employees gone home. Just a few working late. Harry and Hermione are in her office. She's reading legislation. He's writing reports. Paperwork from Auror training. Both working in comfortable silence. Harry finishes his report, sets down his quill, looks at Hermione. She's focused, completely absorbed. Ink on her fingers, hair escaping its tie. Beautiful in the way she's always beautiful when she's working. Unself-conscious, pure concentration, he says, we won. Voldemort's dead. The Horcruxes are destroyed. The Death Eaters are in prison or dead or irrelevant. We won. I know. And we're still here. Both of us. Alive, together. Building the world we fought for. Yes. I just wanted to say it. Out loud. We won. Hermione sets down her parchment. Walks around the desk. Sits beside him. We're winning, she corrects. Present tense. Ongoing. The war ended, but the work didn't. There's still prejudice, still corruption, still people who want to drag us back to blood purity and dark magic. So we keep fighting, just differently. It's more important. I know. She takes his hand. Are you bored? With this? With building instead of fighting? No. I like building. I'm just not used to it yet. 7 years of war makes peace feel strange. It'll get easier. Will it? Yes. Because we're together. And as long as we're together, we can do anything. Harry smiles. That's very optimistic. I'm allowed to be optimistic. We earned it. Yeah, we did. They sit in her office, the ministry quiet around them, the magical fountain visible through the window, water and light, simple, honest. Outside, magical Britain continues. 8 million people who will never know how close they came to losing everything, whose children will grow up in a world without Voldemort, without the fear that defined the previous generation. They'll grow up free, protected by laws 2 20-year-olds stayed up late rewriting. Harry and Hermione don't need recognition, don't need monuments. They have each other, they have their work. They have the quiet satisfaction of knowing they changed the world. Not through death, through life, through love, through choice, through the specific, committed, fearless decision to build something better. Hermione returns to her desk, picks up her parchment, continues working. Harry watches her for another moment, then returns to his own work. Outside the window, the sun sets. London glows. The ministry stands. The world continues. And in a small office, 2 people who saved it keep working, keep building, keep choosing each other every day, every moment, every breath. Together. 5 years later, 2005, the anniversary of the Battle of Hogwarts. Every year they return. Harry, Hermione, Ron. The survivors, the fighters, those who remember. They gather at the memorial, the marble wall with every name, the 53 who died defending the castle. Harry stands in front of Remus Lupin's name, Nymphadora Tonks, Fred Weasley, Colin Creevey, the names he sees in his dreams. Hermione is beside him. She doesn't speak, just stands there, present. Ron is on his other side, quiet, remembering his brother. They stand for 10 minutes, silent, paying respects. Then Teddy Lupin appears, 7 years old now, Remus and Tonks's son. Raised by Andromeda, Harry is his godfather, visits him magic, tells him about his parents. Harry, Teddy runs over, his hair changes color as he runs, blue to green to pink, metamorph magus like his mother. Harry lifts him. Hey Teddy, you been good for your grandmother? Yes. I learned a new spell. Want to see? Later. Right now we're remembering people. Important people who fought in the war. Teddy looks at the memorial. Is my mom and dad there? Yeah, right here. Teddy is quiet. He doesn't remember them. Too young. But he knows they were brave. Will you tell me about them again, he asks. Of course, tonight. I'll tell you everything. Promise? Promise. Teddy wiggles down, runs off to play with other children, the next generation. Growing up in peace, Harry watches him go, feels something settle in his chest. Not grief, exactly. Gratitude. These children exist because people fought, because people chose to stand against darkness. He looks like Remus, Hermione says. Yeah, he does. I hope so. They leave the memorial, walk through Hogwarts grounds. The castle has been repaired, the battle scars healed, students everywhere learning, living unaware of what happened here. That's good. They shouldn't have to carry that weight. At the gates, Neville Longbottom is waiting. He teaches herbology now. Has for 3 years. The students love him. He's kind but firm. Knows the value of courage because he's lived it. Harry, Hermione, Ron, good to see you. You too, Neville, Harry says. How's teaching? Brilliant, exhausting. But brilliant, you enjoying it. More than I expected. Turns out I'm good at helping people grow. Plants, students, same principle. They laugh. How's Luna, Hermione asks. In Argentina, still chasing crumplehorn snorkax. She sends letters. Found 2 new species. Neither of them snorkax, but she's convinced they're related. She'll find them eventually. I know she will. They talk for a while, reminisce, laugh, remember. Then they apparate home. Harry and Hermione to their flat in London. Ron to his own place nearby. The flat is small, 2 bedrooms, books everywhere, comfortable. Theirs. Hermione makes tea. Harry sits on the couch, exhausted. These anniversary visits always drain him. She brings the tea, sits beside him. He leans against her. You all right? She asks. Yeah, just tired. Going back there. Every year. But it's important. I know. They drink tea. The flat quiet around them. Do you ever regret it? Harry asks. The choice we made. At the forest. Refusing to let me walk to my death. Never. Even knowing what we know now. How hard the rebuilding has been. How long it's taking. Especially knowing that. Because you're here to help rebuild. If you died, the war would have ended. But the work would have fallen to others. And I don't think it would have been done as well. Or as fairly. That's a lot of pressure to put on one person. It's not on one person. It's on all of us. You, me, Ron, Kingsley. Everyone who survived, we share the weight. That's the whole point. Harry sets down his tea. I love you. I know. No, I mean I really love you, not just because you're brilliant or brave or because we survived together, but because you make everything better, clearer, more bearable. You're the reason I chose to live, and every day since has proven that was the right choice. Hermione is quiet for a moment, then says, I love you too. For the same reasons. For different reasons. For no reason at all. Just because you're you. They sit there. The flat warm. The city outside alive and unaware. Two people who changed the world. Who refused to let death be the answer. Who chose each other in the dark and never let go. The war is over. The work continues. The life they fought for is here. Imperfect. Beautiful. Theirs. And that's enough. Epilogue. December 2003. Christmas at Potter Manor. Harry inherited it after the war. Didn't want it. Too big. Too full of history. But Hermione convinced him, it's not about the past. It's about what you make it. Turn it into something good. So he did. Opened it up. Filled it with people. Family. Today the manor is packed. The Weasleys. All of them. The Longbottoms. Frank and Alice are alive. Hermione developed a treatment. Modified Mandrake Restorative Drat. Applied to long-term spell damage. It worked. Slowly. Over years. But it worked. They don't remember everything. But they know their son. They're healing. Luna is here, back from her travels. Bright, odd, perfect Kingsley, Minister of Magic, exhausted but hopeful. McGonagall, headmistress of Hogwarts, stern as ever, proud. The sitting room is chaos, children running, adults laughing, food everywhere. Harry stands in the doorway, watching. This family he built from tragedy, from loss, from choice. Ron appears beside him. Mental, isn't it? Yeah. We did good, mate. We did. Ron grins, claps Harry's shoulder, walks back into the chaos. Hermione finds Harry, slips her hand into his. You're hiding. I'm observing. You're being antisocial. I'm being reflective. Same thing. He smiles. How are you? Good. Tired, but good. The Magical Creatures Welfare Act passed its final reading today. Goes into effect January 1st. That's huge. It's a start. You're amazing. I know. They stand in the doorway, watching their family, their friends, the people who survived and thrived. Not everyone made it. The ghosts are always there, the names on the memorial, the absences at the table, but those who remain are living, fully, completely, building a world worth the cost. Are you happy? Harry asks. Yes. Are you? Yeah, really happy. Good. The chaos continues. Someone drops a plate. George sets off a joke wand. Molly shouts about being careful. Ordinary, beautiful life. Harry and Hermione step into the room. Join the chaos, become part of it. Because this is what they fought for, this moment, this warmth, this family. Not glory, not recognition, not sacrifice. Life, full, messy, imperfect, glorious. Together, always together. And as the snow falls outside Potter Manor, as the fire crackles in the hearth, as the family gathers and laughs and lives, two people who refuse to let death have the final word sit side by side and watch the world they chose to build. It's enough. It's everything. Let us know what you'd like to see next. The end.